Okay. Make sure that YouTube sees me. Hey, Aaron. Hey, Shane. Yeah, I did rename it to Saturday because I just cloned it from a previous one and yeah, I forgot to rename it. Anyways, I think I did the thumbnail right. I hope I did. I don't know. Anyways, hello, everybody. I'm back from vacation. So, it's happy to be back. It was a good long vacation. We got lots done, got to do lots with the kids and whatnot, but I'm definitely happy to be back though in my own house, my own space, which is really, really nice to be in. So I have a few things to work on tonight, which is really just kind of like cleaning up a little bit. I got stuff in the mail, kind of go over some of the things that came in. There's supposed to be some other things that came in, but none have, so I don't know. We'll have to just kind of figure that out. But I do also want to get some prints done. And I was talking about some different projects that I think I want to do. So this is going to be PLA, that's fine. And then let's find the object. Vince, how you doing? So we're just gonna slice and dice this and have it print. Let me just change this to 3 walls. Slice, upload and print. Come here to Octoprint real quick. Yep, you started printing. Cool. I still need to finish setting up the new Octoprint because when was it last month, I guess, when I was doing a bunch of streams, I rebuilt the Octoprint and I didn't put canvas back on it. So I definitely need to do that so that I can use the palette again. I've used the palette in a little while, but definitely need to do that. So what came in the mail? Can't remember if they sent me. Let me double check something real quick because I don't know if I bought it or they sent it to me. He sent it to me. Yes, he did. Okay, so what I have is a couple things to show off. So I got a product in called the No Clogger. I don't know if you guys have seen this before, but basically it is just a 3D printed handle with a shaft that is filed down to be pointy so it can go into the tip for helping with clogs. And I don't get clogs terribly often, but when they do, they're super annoying to really get at. What I normally use is from my Anycubic Mega i3, it came with this, okay? But it's a blunt tip, okay? So it never really pushes all the filament out when you're really trying to get a clog out. Most of the time it does work, but there's definitely a few times that I feel like I could have salvaged the nozzle if I would have been able to get all the way in there. What are you doing? Unload filament? Why do you need to unload filament? Sorry, what's going on here? It's extruding just fine. Yes. Okay. Ah! For some reason it thought it didn't have any filament in there. It still doesn't. So we're gonna need to we're gonna have to just turn the filament sensor off because for some reason it thinks there's no filament. I don't know what that's all about. Mark III is acting up. Let me just disable this real quick, and then I will continue my story here. Okay, let me restart that print. I have to reconnect this. I don't know. I haven't had it on in a while because you don't use the filament sensor when you're using the palette. And I had just turned it on a little while ago. But yeah, I need to figure that out. What's up with that? Anyways, so again, with that tool, while it does work, it does not get all the way into the nozzle. But with this one, and it's quite, well, it's got a nice big handle on it. I mean, I can actually grip this and you can push down and be able to fully get out those clogs. So I'll be interested to see what happens. I might try to figure out how to introduce a clog of some sort. I don't know. But it seems fine. It's not an expensive product. Do I have it open here somewhere? And you have to 3D print a little safety cap. So that's what actually I'm printing right now. So it's $10 or $12 for the 2.85 millimeter one. 1.75 millimeters is $10. You can order safety cap for $1. But yeah, it also comes with an indicator on here. Okay, a little 3D printed one. So basically you know if you've actually pushed it down and in or not. But yeah, I'm interested to try this out and see how it goes. Nice print quality on the part. But yeah, I'm really happy to have something a little bit bigger handle because I've actually like hammered that thing into something to really get it out because I couldn't really get my hand on it. So this will be something interesting to try out here in the future. Oh, I went ahead and bought because I've been doing a lot more resin printing. I went ahead and bought one of the Octolapse cables. Or I'm sorry, resin laps, not Octolapse, resin laps. Basically, you just it's a photo sensor with a DSLR trigger camera on it. So basically, you put your DSLR in front of it, you put the sensor, plug this in, put the sensor down into the printer. So when the UV light turns on, it triggers this to take a picture. Or something like that. So yeah, we'll have to see kind of how it goes. I need to also do like a larger print in order to really test this out. But I bought that with my own money because I think it's pretty cool. I got fans in. Got a bunch of different fans. So right here I have Harley Quinn. It's my V0.2. And the fans that came with the kit, pretty junk. So I ordered new ones. I've got a couple different ones here. So these are the 30 by 10 axials. So I think this one might be for the front. So these are 12 volt, 0.13 amps for these ones. And then I also got some other ones here. I ordered a couple different ones because I didn't know which ones would work. Dad's here. Hey, Dad. One of these guys. Oh yeah, this is a new 30 mil blower fan for part cooling, and then this must be another one. Why did they package them in two different things? Because also the blower fans that come with it are not great. These are the same. So these are 5 volts, 0.42 amps. So these will blow quite a bit of air. So those need to get wired in for part cooling. Then I have another one here. And I don't remember what I ordered these ones for. This one might be for the back. Or I think I might have just ordered 2 different ones just to try some different ones out. So these are Sun-On Maglev's 0.69 watts. So I think I'm going to do a test between these guys and the first ones and see which ones give me the best airflow and go from there. They're all about, I think they're all like $10 each, which is a lot for 30mm fan, but I'm hoping that they'll perform better. So like I said, that last one, those were Sun-Ons. These first ones I got are Mechatronics. And again, they're 12 volt versus the Maglevs I thought were 5 volt. Maglevs are 5 volt. So anyways, the nice thing about the board, the Cheetah that came with the FiSec V0 kit, is that you can do 5, 12, or 24 volt fans by just changing a jumper. And of course, that print didn't stick because it's such a tiny thing. I need to put down some glue stick, I think. But yeah, I'm really curious to see which of these will end up working the best. Because I did do the 30mm fan in the back of the enclosure, and then I have the 30mm, just the hot end cooling fan in there as well. Let me take this off. And let me cancel the print. Yes, cancel the print. We're going to do a little bit of glue stick, just because it is such a tiny print. And I probably should go ahead and just put a brim on it, is what I should do, to make sure that we don't fail again. So print settings. That. Processing, accept and continue. Okay. Put a brim on that, see how that goes. And then I got this here. Oh, that's my DigiKey thing. BenQ sent me a camera to try. I didn't have time to really do it for tonight, but they sent me a camera to try. So it's also like detachable. I don't know. I wanted to see if it would work with Clipper, work with Octoprint. It's a USB camera. It's supposed to have pretty good macro capability to it. I don't know. They said they would send it, and I said, all right, I'll try it out, see what I can figure out. But yeah, so there's this camera to try out now. There was supposed to be, there was like 3 other companies that they were going to send stuff. They never did. I'm not sweating over it. It just gets annoying that, like, put the time and reply to these companies. They reach out. You're back and forth like 15 emails. Like, yeah, here's my address. Go ahead. And, you know, I agree to everything. We'll make it work. Nada. So I probably need to look back through my emails and talk to some of them and say, are you actually going to send this stuff or not? Because I am no longer like waiting for it at this point. Oh, shit. Okay. Almost killed my fan, because how many times have I done that? Stick your little needle nose pliers into your fan. Oh, and I did get, Aaron, I did order the Roswell wireless adapters, and they work great with the La Potato Raspberry Pis. So thank you for that. Super happy. I already put it in the one printer and have that working now. It was on my foot. Okay, you're sticking better now. I also did get, I brought back paint with me. I needed to get some more clear coat. I needed to get some filler primer. And so I got both of those, brought them back with me. Needed some more super glue and epoxy, brought that back with me. Trying to think what else there was. I ordered the new, I was hoping my compressor would be here. I ordered it like a week and a half ago. It's still not here yet, but I got a new compressor for the airbrush, which is still a mess when I left because I was working up until the day I left. So I need to go ahead and just clean all that up at some point because it's annoying that I didn't do that. But yeah, so I want to get back to airbrushing some stuff. I'm going to print another one of the chest. Hey Adam, how you doing, buddy? You guys saw the chest video that I did. I'm going to make another one of those. I'm going to paint it again. This time it's going to be for me and my daughter. The first one I gave to my brother. So since I already have everything sliced and ready on Bumblebee, I just need to put filament in. So I just have to dry out some PLA, and I might end up just doing some odds and ends just to use up kind of what I have. I need to go through my bins over here and see what I have left, and then throw those on there because they're fairly long prints. They're like 10 or 12 hours, I think, or it was like 11 hours, I think, for the lid and something for the base, but they turned out well. I really liked them, and I want to practice more airbrushing. So hopefully I'll get a bunch more prints done tomorrow. And then for, I was saying before, so some ideas I had for something to do. So I think I'm going to print a couple 3D printed games to do because my kids have been really interested in playing a lot of various little games. So I'm thinking about buying, I actually just had the tab open, Devin Montez's Tippy Tree. And then there's a bunch of add-ons, and then there's a bunch of like containers and things like that for it. I was thinking about doing Tippy Tree, and then I found a Tetris balance game here, which looked pretty cool. It came up on, might have been like Hatchbox's Instagram, but I thought, yeah, I would go ahead and print this and do some different pieces. Yeah, I mean, they're just super simple geometry. So yeah, I will send it there. But yeah, it's just literally, it doesn't take much filament, and I have a lot of various colors of protopasta. So I'm going to do kind of what I did before with the Soma cube. I'm going to print it in a bunch of different pieces of protopasta. But I'll put this on the Discord now. Let's see, where's Discord? Oh, I rebooted. I reboot my computer, so Discord didn't reopen. Making a Connect 4 game, that'd be fun. But yeah, I just feel like I will look up for a couple different games, and maybe I'll do a video on the different ones that I actually end up doing. Let's do that into 3D. Let's do it in general chat, it's fine. But yeah, there it is. But yeah, I think we're going to do some different games and see how that goes with all the different filaments that I have. Because why not? I'm trying to think if there's anything else. That's really it for like the updates and things like that that's kind of been happening. I think I'll either do a specific live stream for working on this, or I'll do it next weekend. I haven't really decided what or how I'm going to do that. I do have some days off coming up, but family's back now, so I can't really dedicate a day to just working on something anymore. But yeah, and then I still have some pieces that I reprinted on the V0, which came out much, much better, that I need to replace on the printer because I wasn't happy with all of the, all these side panel corners. I wasn't really happy with all of them, so I had printed some new ones. And I'm also not using the cams at all because I super don't like those. I was looking, I really wish I had somebody who was like a metal worker who could CNC some of these, the cams to turn, because making them out of ABS, they're just not strong at all. Like, they just tear out. So I thought about reprinting them in PLA or PETG. PLA at least is much harder than ABS is. And so is PETG. ABS is kind of like a soft material, which is why they use it, so that it can kind of bend and flex a little bit. But it's not as strong in its shear force as PLA or PETG. Because PETG explodes once you finally get past that point. ABS just bends. So I need to figure out what and how I'm going to do that, because I even noticed here that I even put the wrong part here on the front one. I used the wrong part for it. I mean, it still works. It's just the wrong part. I just have to reprint it. But yeah. I did move the Tina 2S videos out for that finally. I ended up putting that, I got a computer for the kids to do some stuff in the dining room on a desk. I put the Tina 2S there because what I'm thinking is that I'm going to set up the WeBuilder on there and I'm going to let them print with it, and it's just going to be out there for them to use. Oh, I want to make this. Okay, well, let's sit down and make it on their computer with their printer. I think that will be, I think that'll work out well because it prints really nice. I mean, I enjoy printing with it. It's just, it's small and I don't really have a need for it in the office anymore. Kind of want to find, I need to find some like interesting games. I wish I could find more of the more puzzle boxes would be fun. I think that will be, because I show off Devin's, oh, don't fall, you know, Devin's big puzzle box. I made this, I printed this out a couple years ago, and I still A, play with it, and B, show it off to people because it's such a cool design, you know, to figure out. So I want to find something more like this. I think would be cool to do. And this is if you haven't made this, you guys have to make this. A print in place puzzle box by Devin Montez. Make Anything. Absolute fantastic model. Super fun. Takes a long time to print because I also printed it a little bit on the hefty side, so you kind of really can feel it, but it is the only tool you're allowed to use, is a 3D printed tool, and that's it. And then you have to solve and find the smiley face in this. But yeah, if you have not printed this, highly recommend it. I've taken this to work multiple times. I also have a bunch of his lock puzzles. I don't know if I ever, did I upload this video? I don't know if I actually did this. I took my laptop back with me to edit, but I had a true and good vacation and didn't edit anything while I was gone. Let me look here real quick. I actually don't think I did not edit this video. So, but anyways, these are his puzzles, puzzle locks. This is number 9. The increase in difficulty from 1 to 10. And then, but number 9 has just been one I had downloaded for a long time. That's kind of one of my go-to test print in place for printers and for filaments. But yeah, they are very fun to make. They're not the hardest to solve. 9 is a little bit harder than most, but I mean, also once you do it a couple times, you end up figuring out where it's at pretty quickly. But yeah, it's a very cool model, and again, these are kind of fun to kind of just have in the office, put on the front office lady's desk and let people come, oh, what's this? I'm like, oh, it's a puzzle. Try and solve it. Try to get the key out without breaking it. You know, and people are like, oh, I can do that. Okay, sure, show me. You know? But yeah. Always forget. I can figure it out again. Gotta go back that way. It's a lot of like, you have it on a wall and then you're pushing it down and twisting at the same time. And there's a couple false gates in these ones. I think I printed 10 once before. I don't remember now. I thought I did. There's a bunch of different ones to do, if I can remember. Oops, that way. Anyways, these are good fun to print and test out and whatnot. But I've done a bunch of other of the puzzle boxes. So I've done things kind of like these, the labyrinth puzzle. So those are real fun. I gave those away a couple years ago. I printed a bunch of those and I put like a sucker in them, a little dum-dum lollipop fits in them. And, oh, there it is. I figured it out. You put a little dum-dum lollipop in there, or put like $1, you know, put some change in there for the kids and let them try. And if they solve it, then they get the prize. So I put like dum-dum lollipops in there and I gave a bunch away to, when I did a maker fair a few years ago at work, where people in the community could kind of like show off what they do. And I did 3D printing and just gave a bunch of stuff away. And then I did like a raffle. I made a bunch of the nutcrackers to give away. I think I might do some of those again this year. But see, they have like a hexagon puzzle. That's kind of fun. There's all kinds of different ones that you can do that are fun. Oh, here's another one of those octadron things that you have to fit it back together in a certain way. Wave puzzle. Oh, this one here. This is the one I have to build this on like you have to build like the stand. I thought I built one of these before. But yeah, it's just once you put together and they all kind of like slide around. You have to have really good adhesion, or not adhesion, but a pretty accurate printer to be able to print those, because it has to slide through all the different slots and whatnot. So that can be difficult if your printer is not very accurate, and then it's just going to fuse and then the print's basically worthless. You done yet with this little thing? Not yet. Man, it's almost as hard to get the key in as it is to get the key out. I've taken it out now 3 times as I'm trying to put it back in. But it's also nice that this is a little thing that you don't really have to invest a whole lot of brain power into to mess with it. You can kind of just sit there. I've had these at my desk before, and I just kind of sit there and fiddle with it. If I'm like trying to think of something, I can just oh my goodness, keep going to the back same spot. Okay, I'll do it later. Aaron, you said a Connect 4 game. Let me see if I can find it. I mean, I have Connect 4. It's just, there's a couple different ones. There's an Altoids one. That's pretty cool. But definitely like to have something that I don't have or that's unique. I think the balancing, and also that's easy to play for like even the young ones, to be able to play and do things with. But that actually reminds me of making stuff. My brother needs, my brother's doing a lot of wood turning now, and he's got a nice metal vise. But he has to be careful because he can't really clamp down a lot of things he's working on, and he's making pens. I don't know if I showed off the set he made me last year, but they're metal jaws, so he can't really do a whole lot with them when it comes with the wood and acrylics, things like that, because it'll just crack them if he cranks it down too hard. So I told him, I was like, well, just send me the dimensions of your vise jaws, and I will 3D print you some magnetic inserts. So I'm going to just get the measurements off him, and I'm going to do a couple different sets. I'm going to do some that have like the V's in them, so when they grip together, it gives it a bit of space. I'm going to do those in both PLA and in TPU, because I have a roll of Amazon Basics red TPU that I was going to do a video on, but then I decided not to, because it wasn't really worth my time to do the video on it. So I just need to, there it is. My God, it took me longer to put the key back in than it did to solve it. But yeah, so that way he can kind of crank down a little bit harder on what he's working on without marring it. And it's simple like this. Magnets go in here so that it holds against the jaw, and the two of them like that. And then it'll have the cutouts in it to be able to put things in. I'll make it like 3 different size cutouts. I think I've seen some of those. So if I do vice jaws. Yeah, there's a whole bunch on Thingiverse or on printables. And so here's one specifically for bicycle maintenance, to hold specific parts of a bike. But yeah, it's just going to have a couple magnets in it that just press fit in, and easy day. There's all kinds of, I don't want 3D printed bikes. I just want the jaws to be able to, yeah, see here's some right here. It's these ones you actually screw on. I want to just do the magnetic ones. I think magnetic is better, so that he can take them on and off easily. You don't have to unscrew. See, this one here is magnetic, but it just has just one little bit in there, but the rest of it is soft, basically. I could also make him a set of those. Oh, what are those crazy ones? That like form and change and everything. Those were big a little while ago. I can't remember what that was called. There's some specific mechanical name for it. Don't remember now at all, and I'm not seeing it pop up here. Anyways, yeah. So this is what I'll make them, 1 or 2 different jaw sets to have, and then that way he'll be able to use them as he makes stuff. It is getting very warm in here now that I have a printer going. It's winter, but it gets warm in this office when I have like the computer rolling and everything else kind of on. That didn't sound great. Did something move? That would be a dead bug. That's what was in. There was a dead bug in there. I have to get the laser back out because, so last year we were home for Christmas. We took a slice of our tree and, legit? You done? My wife wanted me to laser etch like 2022 Christmas into this or something like that. So I need to, oh, well, cool. That broke. It'll work for now though. So I just need to get the laser out to be able to do that. Oh boy, is that tight. Just need to, might need to drill out a little bit because it's pretty tight print. I mean, it should be. It's trying to hold something pointy on. That's good enough. That way I don't kill myself with that giant thing. How hot is it where I get in the summer? It's pretty temperate here year round. I mean, it was 78 today in the winter, and it's 85 in the summer. So it's like 45 at night, but pretty temperate part of the world, which is pretty nice. I like it. Need to download this Tetris thing. So download all of that. I can't imagine living in you know, southern US right now. Ugh, that's got to be brutal. I need to authenticate into printables. Where is it at? Oh, excuse me. Whew. I think I want to clean that. I want to clean this base off first, though, before I print any more on it. So I was printing PETG and ABS on the Mark III, so I'm using a little bit of glue stick on an Ulti-Stick plate, but I want to clean it off before I print any more stuff on there. I'm going to put this right here then. Oh, this is the new one for there. Okay. Yeah, I really need to get... I was just so mad that my compressor just up and died on me as I'm like mid-printing stuff, trying to get projects done. It just was very nerve-wracking for that to happen. So I'll get it cleaned up. Might do some of that tonight after the stream. Just finish getting that cleaned up and put away. I know, go away, go away, go away, go away. But yeah, finish getting that kind of cleaned up and ready for when my airbrush gets here. I need to print more things. I have to clean out the resin printers and whatnot. I probably need to order some resin because I am getting rather low. I only have a little bit left, maybe like 2 or 3 bottles that only have a little less than half. Resin goes a long way though, I will say. I mean, especially if you print smartly and if you're printing small things, resin goes a very long way, which is really nice. Because filament you can make filament last too, but with resin you really have to think about it a bit more on what you're actually doing, what you want to print, before you start just going around and printing things. Because if it's like a large object, you're going to want to hollow it out, but you have to put a drain hole in it so that you can actually wash out the uncured resin in there, and you really got to cure it a lot so that it can really cure all the way through. Because I've noticed some things I've printed before, they did not cure the inside, so I still had uncured resin inside of it. It is a lot of work, but now that I kind of have just like the resin processing station over here, it makes life a lot easier. But you have to have a dedicated space for it, where like I can clean a print right here at my desk. Just get my little trash can, set it up here on the desk, stand here, watch a YouTube video and work on it. But the resin, you have to have a dedicated area for it. And I do wish that I had somewhere else that I could do it. But right here is kind of the easiest and best way to do it. So I just start a print and I go to bed. Because they don't take that long, but I don't like to be in the room when I have the resin printing. Just because if it is like the Anycubic, their blue has almost no smell to it. The Nova has no smell to it at all, which is great. But like the Anycubic transparent filaments, oh my God, they're translucent, I should say. They are the smelliest in the world. Cannot be anywhere near them when they're printing at all. So definitely can't do that while they are there. Did she put it in here? Yes, she did. Okay. But yeah, I just need to get things cleaned up, put away. Need to throw that compressor away. I need to figure out how to use some of these other airbrushing tips. I bought some new ones because I think I have 0.35 tips, but I need like a 0.5 to use some of the different paints that I have because their pigment is, I guess, bigger. So they don't work with the 0.35 millimeter tips. That is what's default that comes with most of the airbrushes. 0.5 is just bigger. So I need to wait for those to come in. Give me 1 second here. Okay. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to go over. I just have to get back into it. I think I have 2 videos. 1, 2, that's done, that's done. I think I only have 1 video that I need to edit and upload. I still have several Lego ones to do. I didn't get to any of those. Then I started doing a video a long time ago about the kitchen drawer inserts that I make every time we move to make our drawers modular and work for us. And I've never finished videoing any of that stuff. I've had plans to do it for like a year and a half now. Some point I need to get around to doing it because it's super cool to do. Took me a lot to learn how to design it in Fusion, but once I did, it was off to the races, and it was just, they work great. I really do enjoy them and like them. So, but I think I'm just going to call it there because I've just got some stuff that I need to work on. I just don't want to be sitting here online when I'm working on them. And we're going to kind of go from there. So I'll be live next week. I'll see if I get this video edited this week or not. I'm still dealing with jet lag, whatnot. The time difference has been brutal on me and the kids. I crashed this afternoon. So I'm just going to work on some stuff today and then probably go to bed and whatnot. So thank you all for joining in. Make sure to tune in next week. I will be live next weekend, and hopefully I'll have some updates on either the different projects I'm printing or what I'm going to be working on next, because I don't really have a big next project right now unless someone thinks of something. Let me know, and I'll see if I can make that happen. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you all next time, and happy printing.